Transition. Thank you. Good evening, folks, and welcome to Sidetrack Sunday number 3 for the month of December 2024. It's December the 15th, and it's our yearly holiday show. And if this goes off without a hitch, I will be extremely impressed because things have not been going well today, but that's beside the point. All right. So I've got a few folks in the basement already. We'll bring those folks up here in a bit. I wanted to start off with, pretty much. John, I'm just a big elf. Just don't try to put me on a shelf because I don't think the shelf would hold me. Eventually, I'll get there. There we go. Anywho, so before I get started or we start doing all the other stuff, sorry. Anyway, before we get started, I do want to make a quick announcement, and that was the fact that if you haven't seen it or hadn't heard, we decided to extend the contest until 8:30 p.m. tonight. The reason being is some folks, in fact, there was at least one person, and that would be Rodney, that missed that we had actually started this last week. So we're going to give folks a chance to get in there and take a look at the contest. There is a link in the description below. I'm looking for rain on an elf. Well, sorry, Dwight, but you got what you got. So, anywho, so if you're interested and want to get into the contest rolling will be for a flat car it's a 40-foot flat car with lumber loads that'll be painted up, obviously, for the STS. And that's where we're at with that. So I am going to get started. We're going to see who all is hanging out with us. Not yet. Thank you for not doing that. Let's see who we've got in the participants list here. All right. So hopefully everybody has chatted here, but we've got Mr. Almar in the house, Opa Dodge, Anthony Dodge, the Model Train Outsider is here, Grandpa Rails, JD is in the house, JJ from the Great Northern. We've got Rodney from Hot and Rod, Rodney 25. We got Mr. Joe Rader over at the Block Rock Central. We got Mr. John Benicki. We got Mr. John Nuffle. And we've got Mr. Dwight over at the Curly Express. We've got Bob from PK&W Model Works here. We've got Rail Artist in the house. And I'm going to make sure that I don't screw this up. I'm sure I'm going to screw it up anyways, but what the hey. So Rail Artist is Mike. Bob actually has helped us out here and started the sheet. Then we've got me. I'm still not 100% sure that I'm here. We've got Mr. Ron Moen in the house. We've got John number 2 over at the Schuylkill River Valley. We've got JP over at the SPIERR. Okie dokie. And we've got Mr. Todd Armstrong down there at Trackside Action. And then we've got Steve over at the Wig Wag Workshop. Evening, everybody. I appreciate y'all being here. Let's see. Has anybody else popped in while I was going through the participants? Yeah, it's all right, Rail Artist. That's all right, Mike. And of course, for whatever reason, okay, fine. Hey, I'm gonna still screw this up. I know it. Oh, because I actually even put that one in there. You'd think I would have remembered it, but that's okay. There it is. Rusty over at Possum Bayou. Welcome in. Darren Hamill, good to see you. Let's see who else is. Oh, Kyle Stevens is here. Welcome in. And I think I've got everybody. Midsummer Railway, Greg, welcome in. Thank you, sir. Prayers for you, buddy. We're thinking of you over there. All right. So I am going to, and of course, everybody knows we've got the guys that are in purple. You know, there are moderators that are here to keep you in line and me in check, or me in check, or you in check and me in line. Who knows? It never works. So it's kind of pointless, but we're here. So I know that there's been some folks beating down the back door here. So let's say we go ahead and bring one of them up. What's going on, John?
Hey, Ray. Good evening, everybody.
It's been one of those days, let me tell you.
It's only going to get better from here, Ray.
I would hope. Yeah, there's like that. Jeez, the back door is getting knocked down here. Let me let's see who else is hiding here. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
What's happening, man?
Not much. How's my lights here? Oh, no, they're falling up. Oh no. All right. I got a Christmas tree done while we were waiting.
Oh, there you go.
You were jealous of mine, huh, Dave?
I was. It made me think, and I said, "Hey, I got to get a Christmas tree."
Oh my goodness! All right, well, let's see who else is beating down the back door here. Oh, hey,
There's
Bob.
Everybody.
Hey, Bob.
John, that is an amazing tree behind you. I had to blur out all the crap behind me, and you needed no such artifice. That's really nice.
Thank you.
Happy holidays, everybody.
You as well.
Happy holidays. Brian was here, but I guess he's having technical difficulties. So, yeah. Well, it wasn't meant to be easy, Al. If we were going to make it easy, then it wouldn't be any fun. There's Brian. He made it back. There he is.
There he is. He's coming.
Hello,
bandwidth
Brian.
Maybe keeping him from having video here. Say something, Brian.
I don't think he can hear us.
No audio either. Oh well. Now, Ray, this hat that you're wearing.
Yeah.
Is this an elf hat? What is that?
I
mean, it's very festive and appropriate for the season. Don't get me wrong.
The funniest thing of it is a couple of years ago, I had gone to, I think it was Michael's or something like that, and they had this stuff, and it was on clearance for like $2. I'm like, that'll be perfect. So, but hey, I figured I'd give it a shot.
That is a nice hat, right?
Yeah. I've got the Duluth Trading Santa's ball cap on.
I see.
Not the ceremonial hat that he wears when delivering gifts, like Dave is wearing. But they bill it as rather the one that Santa wears when he's cleaning out the reindeer stables. So I thought, okay, I can wear that. There he is. There's Brian.
There he is. Well, he's got video. Right. Does he have audio?
Well, he's partway there.
50% there. 50%.
So John, I saw some questions in chat about your tree back there. Is there a story to that tree? It looks. We have one in my family, but it's about 1/5 the size of yours. Is that ceramic or?
Yeah, it's ceramic. It's old. It was my mother's, and I don't even know how old it is. But
it's cool.
It's the only Christmas tree I put up anymore.
Having just finished decorating the second one, not decorating, but putting the lights in the second one. I admire your position on that.
Thank you.
Well, we're down. My wife used to do 4. So we're down to 2. Wow. And 1 is a pencil tree, so it's not that big or difficult to decorate.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's
yeah. We've got 2.
Well, you've got a big,
We've got
a
our
big
big
place
one.
too, Ray. Your place is bigger than mine.
Well, this is true. Yeah.
Far
We
peak.
got the main one, in the living room, and then my daughter's got hers in the family room. So, and why do I get the feeling that my computer is not going to be happy tonight?
So far, so good.
I'm trying to close some stuff down. I'm having to close stuff down because it's running at 100%. The CPU is. So I can probably get.
Yeah, we just went to about a 2
Wow,
foot high
wow,
Christmas
JJ,
tree.
your mom never takes your tree down. That's impressive. How does she dust it? I mean, if it's like the average model railroad layout, it's going to accumulate dust over time. Man, my video is worst of the bunch. I got to up my game here. This is pretty bad. Well, Mr. Bernicki, that I would say at some point you have to say, I'm not putting it up if you haven't got it up by now. I mean, I don't know. This seems fairly late in the tree erecting game, no?
No, I got sidetracked. Sorry. Sorry, Bob. Yeah.
Appropriate for this channel that you get sidetracked, right?
Cool. Exactly. I'm trying to figure out why my computer is still not being happy here. And I'm going to get back over here.
We're really early this year for some reason. I don't know. We got our Christmas cards out last week, which is shockingly early.
Gotcha.
And of course, we were motivated by the fact we'd moved back to Pittsburgh, and so we had to tell people what a new address was. But still, I guess I'm a little bit on the early shift, which is pretty unusual for my wife and I.
All right.
Oh, I see Tammy is here. I assume it's Tammy and not Ray, but
or it could be both of them. Sparky's here too.
Yeah,
Sparky joined us.
Yeah.
We're all psyched for Sparky's Christmas Day show. I'll try and jump into that.
Hey, Brian, how you doing over there?
What was that, Dave?
I said, does everybody have their lights outside?
No.
No, John.
Oh, yeah.
This is all I know, man.
That's it.
I got those out on Saturday, Dave, but we've had a 20-foot Frosty the Snowman inflatable up in our yard for the last probably 2 weeks. So, and that front yard is pretty small, trust me. Frosty dominates the yard. And I had to watch it when he inflates that he doesn't get caught on things on the way up, standing between trees and whatnot. So
you got to tie him down with some ropes and stuff to hold him.
Yeah. And he did come on. His stakes came out once when the winds kicked up. So I've got to watch the weather forecast on wind and maybe not inflate them on certain days because it can be a disaster. In Texas, when we had him up, it was terrible because the weather changed so quickly in Texas. It was like we'd go to dinner and it was nice and calm. And during dinner, there'd be 20-mile-per-hour winds. And I'd come back and the guy would be flat, blowing across the yard, whatever.
It's like a Macy's Day Parade out there.
I was going to say, my next door neighbor, my next door neighbor puts up enough inflatables and it's funny because I tell them every year, I said, you need more of them. I can still see grass. They've got, they're honest to goodness, they must have 30 inflatables out there now. So it's like, really? I don't have to put anything up because anything that I put up is overshadowed by what they put up. But I do have my lights up, and they've been up since before Thanksgiving.
Wow.
I do it the day after Thanksgiving.
Normally I do, but Thanksgiving was late this year, so I put them up early. And is Brian back again? Let's see. Brian. Hey, Brian.
I am Sparky.
Tammy at Mom and Son Train Rail Fans, she had to put up a video of their display. That was pretty impressive, Tammy, I must say. Much more impressive than my display.
Brian is having technical difficulties still. Not sure what's happening over there, Brian. Anyway, let's see. I do my lights at Halloween. Holy moly. Jeez.
You know, it would be
That's
nice
insane.
if we, and I at my house in Texas, I had those permanently installed Eve lights, and those things were programmable for whatever holiday you wanted. They were up permanently. And so that would be awesome. That would save you a lot of work, Tammy. You could just put them up for Halloween, run the orange display, and then I'm partial to orange myself, and then switch over to whatever you want, 4th of July, everything else. I really enjoy those things. So anybody, I don't want to pay to have those installed again, though. That was very painful. So if anybody knows a DIY solution for that, let me know in the chat. Even you, John, could handle that.
Probably.
Just go to the app on your phone and change it from white to, whatever pre-programmed Christmas display you want, and boom, you're done.
Yeah, I could live with that.
Yeah. Those are great. And when they're not on, you can hardly tell they're up. They're just a little LED strip right below the gutter with matching color in it. So it looks just like the fashion under there. So the soffit. So.
Rail artist is out there saving Santa.
I saw that. I was just trying to absorb that.
Oh, I gotta go back through. Well, wait a minute. I don't need to go back through there.
Yeah, I've got to do some
Sorry,
work
folks.
I'm one of them. You can buy replacement motors for those things, fan motors for those things. So I need to do that because my wife was disappointed our inflatable pumpkin was not operational this year. But they are great, John. You should go the inflatable route. You can get one inflatable. It takes you 5 minutes to set it up. You put it on a timer and you're done. You're a model railroader. You can figure out anything.
Oh, I'm sure I can. It's just since the grandkids grew up, it's not quite as much fun.
Right. Well,
I think it looks nice. I went simple with just red and white lights across the gutter. Did it real quick. And so that's it. Made it easy. Yeah. I used to, when I first moved in, I used to have the lights all the way down the side, walking around every window and everything else. So, and as a matter of fact, I had a giant box full of Christmas lights. And I think at one point my son was here and I said, "You need some Christmas lights." And I thought, he'd take a couple of them or something. And he took the whole thing. And
I said, "Well, whether to thank him or."
I thought, you know what? Go ahead. It just right. If you hang them up, then I don't have to deal with it. So,
well, I used to put up a big Santa face. Oh, that thing's probably about 3 feet tall. I used to hang that out on the front of the house, and it lights up. And it's pretty cool. It's as old as I am. My parents got it for my first birthday. My first Christmas, I should say.
Wow.
Yeah, and it still works, but I haven't put that up in a few years.
Yeah, Ray's thinking we'll talk amongst ourselves till Ray gets it figured out.
No, I was trying to. I'd have to take off the headphones there, John.
Oh, okay.
I thought they were attached to the hat.
No, the hat's separate.
That's why it doesn't fit.
The hat over the headphones. That's
well,
work. I didn't think of that. I'm not sure my hat would fit over there. But with my big noggin in there.
Yeah.
So, Dave, are you going to run
I've been
Christmas train on your layout or anything? Or
what's that, Bob?
Are you going to run a Christmas train on your layout? Maybe do a quick video?
I was looking at that this weekend, and I went. I don't have. Well, I do have a little bit new. I mean, I have the same one, the Lionel. I have 2 Lionel gondolas, and I put like some white stuff in it to make it look like snow, and put some figures in it. I thought, well, let's add on to it. So I got another one, and actually, I decided I'm going to paint it red. And so I painted it red, and it's drying in the garage, and then maybe I'll put some white on it, make it red and white. And I got some little figures to put in there. And I got a Coca-Cola Santa Claus box car. Looking at the caboose.
I was pretty sure you'd have a decorated car or 2 for the season. So
well, I have, like I said, the 2 gondolas. They have lights on them like these guys. You know, these lights here.
Oh, look! I didn't see the lights before.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, geez.
No, Dave just had a bright idea.
Yeah, that didn't work. Okay, now we got them all over. Yeah, so I got two cars with some little Christmas people in them and Santa Claus. So I was hoping to do something different, and I guess I didn't get it. I don't know. So we'll just take what we did last year and add on to it. So
I think I've got 1 Christmas car, and that's it.
Just one? Oh, and I still have the sleigh sitting here. I didn't finish the sleigh. I think we were talking about this. It fits on HO track, and just I got to do some touch up on the painting. So hopefully I'll have that done by Christmas, huh? That's what I forgot to do.
How is the contest looking? I think we've got 14 people. And still only 1 person in N scale.
Okay. So has anybody else done any Christmas trains or Christmas displays on their layout in the chat or anything else?
No, I do have a train that used to run around the tree, O gauge, and I need to see if that thing will even run. I probably need to call you for some emergency room treatment on it. It's probably not going to run. It's been years since I ran it, but I think my wife would appreciate it if I got that running. But no, I don't have any train related stuff.
Well, we got a couple different things going on there, JP, but the contest is for the STS car, the annual STS car. So there's going to be set up for STS, JP. Just like we've done in the past, the past 4 years. This one here will be number 5. John's going to be doing the work on this one.
Yep.
So, yep. So if you haven't looked into it yet, I'm going to try. Hopefully, this is still what we're. Yep. There is the link to the forum for the contest. If you're interested, right? I said right now we've got 14 people. We'd like to see a few more. Because I think the funnier thing is isn't so much the contest. It's like I was telling the guys earlier. The funnier thing is the answers that you all gave to the questions. That's the funnier part, because it's like,
do you watch
well, I know it was a little bit tougher this year because we had folks, that came in late. And it was one of the other things. At this point, we're just going to run with whoever decided to go ahead and put their name on the contest. So, if you signed up for it or if you did the contest, you're basically pretty much in. And I'm probably going to be leaning on my fellow STSers here eventually when we get to the point of actually picking the name, because I don't know if my computer is going to like me trying to use the picker wheel that we usually use, because this thing is it's taxed for some reason. It's at 100%.
Okay.
So if I try to do a screen share like this, this thing's gonna go belly up. So yeah, we know that JD's is under construction. I think most of us are there in one way, shape, form, or another, as far as construction goes on layouts.
Mine's perpetually under construction.
But yeah, exactly.
Again.
A model railroad is never finished.
You all are going to be treated either here or on my channel.
Yeah.
You know, layout height, building bench work, just everything.
Looking forward to it.
Starting from scratch again.
Tammy wants snow.
Really? No, I was looking at the one after that. Joe. Oh my gosh! Thanks, Joe. Yeah, I tell you what, Tammy and Ray, I'll if I get any, I'll send it to you because I certainly don't want it. The snow, that is.
We did have some flurries here for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, we've had flurries already this year.
We've had, an inch or less 3 or 4 times here in Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
None down here by the river where my layout space is, but up on the hill where my house is, we've gotten some snow that stuck to the ground.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it.
Anthony.
2 of my brothers live out there.
They
told me it was pretty cold. And they had some snow.
Thanks,
Rodney.
Rodney.
From the Georgia Sun Belt is here. I'll send you some. Yeah, exactly. I don't want it. I don't want the snow.
I say, Tammy, you're in North Carolina or South Carolina. I mean, do you ever see snow? I mean, I guess in North Carolina you might. Oh, so Sparky's still digging. He had to dig out his shed already, right?
Uh-oh. We've now got 2 people signed up for an N-scale car. So now we actually have to have a runoff.
Listen.
Yeah.
The Georgia Sun Belt, I see, is here.
Yep.
And there's getting back on track with Steve. Good to see you.
Yeah, you get some freezing rain there, Tammy, and everybody goes crazy and runs their car off the road.
I've got a Norfolk Southern line that runs.
I can remember being in Charleston and seeing snow.
I see snow on the Norfolk Southern locos almost every day when it's cold enough across the street when they're going by. They've got snow on their plows. I don't know where they've been, but plenty of snow.
Yeah. Not a fan of snow. Used to be a fan of snow. Not as I've gotten older. Well, now there's 3 people on the N scale side.
Right. You are generating interest.
Oh, cool.
Woohoo.
Nice work, Ray.
And there's 4 minutes. 4 minutes.
They do that here, Tammy. Somebody mentions snow, and all of a sudden, you go to the store and you can't find anything in the grocery stores. It's craziness. Like, what do you
bread, milk, and toilet paper.
Right. Like, how long do you think you're going to get stuck in the house? or is there something about
if you're going through all that toilet paper, you got bigger problems than the snowstorm outside.
I was say, does a snowstorm encourage you to eat sandwiches?
Tells you where people's priorities are, I guess.
Something like that.
Too much. Yeah, that whole thing during the showstopper was crazy about the toilet paper.
Yeah.
Big Bear Mountain, I get a ton. Huh.
I'm very familiar, Tammy, because I remember being in Charleston, South Carolina. They got 3 inches of snow, and it was cold enough that it didn't melt for like 4 days, and it literally shut Charleston down for 4 days. It's like,
sure,
if I'm up in Maryland, I'm like, 4 inches or 3 to 4 inches of snow is like nothing. We're gonna drive through it,
right?
It's like, yeah, not down there.
No plows.
Heck, funny. I think it's funny down where Anthony lives at the Georgia Sun Belt down in Southern Maryland. They even have plows down there or salt trucks, and I'm like, you're in freaking Maryland. It's going to snow. You're right next to the bay. Nope.
Didn't they have that issue
a
few years back, or maybe more than a few years? But
yeah.
the whole city shut down. They had no plows. They were just, can't remember who the mayor was at that time.
They say emergency travel only, and there comes the mob. Yep, pretty much. I still say that the meteorologists are in cahoots with some of these supermarkets or something. Hey, we're gonna go ahead and have a storm. Oh, great! Yeah.
My favorite place for snow is Crater Lake, where their goal is to have the rim road around Crater Lake cleared of snow by the 4th of July. The 4th of July. They get 100-foot drifts.
Wow.
Wow. That is a lot of snow. And I've been snowshoeing there when there's been 20 feet of snow on the ground. So it's anybody who hasn't been to Crater Lake, I highly recommend it any season of the year. It can be bitterly cold, but it is unbelievably beautiful. It's possibly the most beautiful spot in the continental United States. But it does lack one critical ingredient: trains. It has no trains.
Where's Crater Lake?
It's in Oregon, but it's just north of the California border.
Okay.
If you're familiar with Tula Lake and where the Japanese internment camps were, it's just north of that's in California, and it's just north of that. It's a great place to go if you like to watch birds. Tons of bald eagles and golden eagles up there. But the lake itself is unbelievable. So pristine. You can drink right out of it. It has no runoff into it at all. It's a volcano that the top blew off, and it's filled up with rain and snow over the years. So it's just crystal clear water. Looks like a giant swimming pool.
Nice.
Wow, Anthony, that's a lot of snow. Albany is definitely up there. I guess that's lake effect snow? Question mark. I don't know if Albany gets lake effect snow.
Let's see. Is Brian back? Hey, Brian. Hello, Brian. I think he's froze again. Yeah, we'll deal with it, Brian.
So has anybody gone to see any good Christmas displays lately? Train?
No, I haven't.
No.
We're going to go to the Phipps Conservancy. I can't remember what it's called. The Botanical Gardens here in Pittsburgh. They have a big display. We're going to that. How about you, Dave? Have you done the obligatory drive around the neighborhood?
Well, we did that. Yeah, we were talking about that, driving around to see lights in the neighborhood.
Hey there, how y'all doing?
Hey, Brian.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, maybe.
Yeah, there he is. He's even moving.
Bob, do they still have that?
He's there.
Do they still have that set up at was it the Buell Science Center in Pittsburgh?
They do. They do. Yes, I haven't seen.
I might be.
I need to get over there.
I saw it about 20 years ago.
Is that O-Gauge?
I think it's HO mostly.
Okay. I'll have to check that out.
And I don't know if they've done it different every year or if they, use the same thing, but it's pretty gigantic.
Okay.
And they have different
ones, Dave.
And I wanted to see that one. I think Nick put a video on it. Was it New Hanover Fire Department or something? That's like south of Harrisburg.
Okay.
That looked like a pretty impressive one. And they used to have one over in Percy. I don't know if they still do that anymore.
The train club in Coopersburg opens their layout up every year. And they got a really nice layout.
You know what? You did mention that, and I forgot to look for it. I'm going to write that down.
I think the next one is, I got it up here.
Where is Coopersburg, John?
Coopersburg was just south of Allentown.
Okay.
The next one, Dave, is January 4th and 5th.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of them, they're open like just on weekends or one day a week or something. So you got to schedule, you make time for that kind of thing. Get it, it's just the right time.
I don't know if they have a Christmas display at the Traintopia setup in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
That is definitely worth visiting. I mean, that is just a spectacular layout. I think one of the most interesting, and the guy's passed away. His wife didn't know what to do with it. It's pretty sure it's O gauge, but it depicts the trip from Dallas out to the guy's oil fields. And but one of the things that he did that was really interesting was instead of having layout skirting, he incorporated signage from the era that he was modeling into the skirting. So there's all kinds of old oil, obviously oil related to Dallas after all. But the Traintopia, and they're installing an HO layout in there as well that, interestingly enough, came out of the house of a guy who lived like 2 blocks away from the first guy. They didn't even know each other. But there's another, rich Dallas guy, probably oil money, who built some fabulous layout, and that's going to go in there as well. So, but it's quite the display. A lot of great. There's a place in Texas that I never visited, unfortunately, I think it's called Palo Duro Canyon, and it's supposed to be like the Grand Canyon of Texas with all these red rock formations, and that is modeled along with a lot of other stuff. And downtown Dallas is modeled, so that Traintopia layout, if you're ever in Dallas, is definitely fun, and the whole family will enjoy it. They've got the scavenger hunt thing for the kids to do, and there's a lot of cute stuff on the layout, so definitely worth a visit. It would shock me if they weren't doing something for the holidays.
Nice.
And there is going to be real equipment out there, and that was not available when I went there. They had not gotten everything set up yet, but they are going to have a static park of trains out there as well, of 1-to-1 scale trains. So,
Dave, do you know where the Reading Museum is?
That's what I'm trying to think. Because yes, we were up there at the meet and greet, and it's actually, I think it's north of Reading, and I'm trying to think of the name of the town where they used to have train shows, and now they don't have them anymore.
Schuylkill Haven?
No.
Jim Thorpe?
Hazleton? No, not Hazleton. Oh my goodness. It's a Timonium. Yeah. Sparky. That museum is near Reading. They call it the Reading Museum, but it's outside. It's north of Reading. It's kind of outside the city. Trumbo? No. I'll have to think of it, John.
Yeah, I'm close to it too, but I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, maybe if I look at a map here. Ray's sticking his finger in the camera. Ow! It's sticking me in the eye.
Hey, Brian, did you make
Brian
it?
is moving. All right, this is a good sign.
There's Brian.
John finally made a good suggestion, and I followed it. So
Thanks, Brian.
Finally made a good suggestion.
he did. I've been begging. I've been waiting for him to make a good suggestion, and he finally did. And I
Nice
followed
shirt,
it,
Brian.
and
You're in this
it
spirit.
worked.
I love it.
And I've got a older PC that kind of struggles, and I had OBS going with a bunch of stuff, and if I stream straight to YouTube, it seems to be okay, but something to do with OBS and StreamYard and streaming is just kind of too much on it for some reason or something.
Clean over my head there, Brian, I must say.
Yeah, well, the computer's old and it can't do too much. And I was trying to
That sounds like my computer, Brian.
Yeah.
This thing is on its last leg.
I mean, it'd be great to have a discussion on what a great computer for what we do here with YouTube and with our model railroads and everything, because I need to get another one. I really do.
Yep.
And I know Sparky got a good one. Well, that was a couple years ago, I guess, but Sparky had gotten a new real good one. And I know John, did you end up getting a new one?
No, I'm still using my old one.
Okay. All right. Now you had a new one and it kind of stopped working. What was the deal with that?
I haven't torn it apart to figure it out yet, but I have to real soon.
I got you. Yeah, I've got 2 3D printers I need to take apart. I've been putting off for about 3 weeks. Have you ever changed?
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have you
No,
ever
go ahead.
changed the film in the bottom of your resin printer in the bottom of your vat, John?
Yep.
Oh, is it hard?
No, on mine it's a pain in the neck. You take the bottom of the vat, there's about 24 little screws that you got to take out.
Yeah.
And put the film in and then screw all 24 of them back in. So it's just tedious.
I think that I got about 24 too. I was just curious. I didn't know if you had tried yours or not. I'm wondering if that could be part of my problem that I might need to change that. Because at the beginning, I didn't know what I was doing, and I smashed it down a few times, and it might be that I need a new film down there.
Yeah, could be. Just make sure you don't have 2 pieces of film stuck together when you put it in.
Oh, okay.
I've done that, and that doesn't work.
Oh my goodness!
Then,
how did you figure out you did it?
The prints just failed horribly. And I went to take it off, and that's when I found that I had 2 of them.
Oh, okay. So they stick together.
Yep. Yeah, like static.
Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. Because I am clueless, and I'm struggling with the resin printing. Everybody else seems to think it's easy and just a piece of cake, and I'm over here fighting it, and I can do just about anything with the filament, but man, I was fighting that.
And I like my resin so much better than my filament printer.
That's what you were saying.
Hey, there's Ken Amos. Good to see you, Ken.
You like the resin better than the filament because it's easier to work with, or
easier to work with, better results.
But you can't print things as large with that. Is it true, or?
Yeah, that's true, and mine's even a small one. But I'm looking for mostly detailed parts anyhow.
Oh, okay.
So it's plenty big enough.
So things like picnic tables and mailboxes and dogs and
my my 1960s mail truck.
Mail truck.
It's not too small.
No.
Okay.
Looks good though.
Oh, thank you. This has problems. I've been reworking it.
That's not the clear resin, though, is it?
Yeah, this is clear. I spray painted it gray because I couldn't see all the details with it being clear.
Sure. Okay. Gotcha.
And what's your plan for that, John? Are you gonna just paint the window black, or are you gonna cut them out?
Oh no, I'm printing it in clear resin.
Oh, that's right. So you've masked off the windows.
So I'll mask off the windows, paint the rest of the truck.
Gotcha.
And be able to see through it.
Forcing you to do an interior.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, can you actually see all the way through it?
Even this is solid, and I can see light all the way through it.
Okay, well that's cool. Even if you can see light through it all the way through both windows.
But the newer version, it won't be solid. I'll have I'll cut out the interior. I'll hollow it out. So you should be able to see through it pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
I've seen some people do some pretty impressive windows with Scotch tape, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've done that, Ray?
Yep. That was the way that a lot of the windows are done in the buildings that came from the layout as it progressed. My grandmother got into a couple of them and actually cut thin strips of cardboard and made it look like blinds, or not blinds, but shades.
Okay.
Right. So you had you'd go ahead, put that on the tape, and then put the tape on the window. And of course, now back in the day, you actually did have clear masking tape or Scotch tape. These days, it's all like frosted. To try and find unfrosted Scotch tape it's like, why did we? What? Yeah.
Packing tape, right?
Yeah, clear
packing tape.
Clear packing
the funniest,
tape.
The funniest thing of it is I've actually got a fairly large roll of that right here.
Windows on anything, right?
I've got to unlock my door. My wife is coming in here.
Okay.
Tammy,
So
your resin has to be replaced. You mean the printer or just the resin in the printer? I mean, have you gotten to a point where the resin printer is just outdated?
Oh, were you asking me?
No, Tammy had a comment there about the resin needing replaced.
I'm still cutting out a little bit, so.
No, I was going to buy a resin printer.
I am putting up a last.
What's that? It's just a matter
I was just saying. I just put up a last. I just put up a last warning for the end of the contest. So if you haven't been in, or if you want to get in, because I'm going to give it another 5 minutes here, and then I am going to pull down the page.
Make sure you enter the contest. You can't win if you don't enter.
Only you have to get them all right, Sparky.
Yeah, that's it.
I was going to say, Sparky didn't get them right. Jeez.
Well, the funniest thing of it is I was talking to the gang earlier this week when we were messing with this, and it's funny some of the answers that have come up. So this is. I basically normally in the past we would say you have to get at least 10 right, and I just looked at this and went, yeah, you know what? We were late getting this thing out there. Number one, number two. Some of these questions probably we're catching people off guard. So it's like, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and anybody who got their name in there, take the quiz anyway. Because like I said, I just want to see some of the answers, because to be honest, some folks, it was, I had to laugh the way this was going. So go for it, JD.
I thought you were going to say we were going to grade on a curve. This is more extreme than that.
On a curve, yeah, it'd be a really tight or really wide curve. Well, I happen to think, too, a couple of these questions have multiple answers. And I probably should have broken the points down for those instead of it just being 1 point for the whole question. It should have been a point for each correct answer within the question. So, you know, like I said, it was. I got it together. I was happy that I got it together, but
we'll get earlier next year.
Yeah, well, that I was telling the gang earlier. I said this year it freaking flew by, and I don't know. I don't know where the time went. I really, really don't. It's ridiculous how fast this year went.
They keep going faster and faster every year, right?
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Oh, Grandpa Rails was already in this.
You know, there's a theory on that, right? On the age thing and why.
Yeah,
yep,
that's hilarious, Danny. That's funny. Glad Ray enjoyed the quiz.
Ray said blame Heath.
The older you get, the faster it goes. I'm not going to touch that. Anyway.
No, good night, Todd.
Take it easy, Todd.
Good night, Todd.
Good night.
All right. So we'll give it 2 minutes. We will.
I guess Todd doesn't have to be present to win.
Oh.
So,
now we can if they're because I've got their email addresses, so that's part of the thing too. So you know, but
want to reduce the number any more than necessary.
That is funny. I can still tell you.
Yeah, what do you do with the part of the memory that's
we're used to store cell phone numbers.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
It went to the same
I wonder
place
what that's doing these days.
It went to the same place where reading a map and remembering directions went.
Yeah,
we don't need to do any of that either.
All right. 1 minute.
I remember before trips, my dad would have the maps out in the floor at a den, you know, laying there looking at maps.
Yeah. You just have to plan a trip. Now you just
I
jump
used
in
to
your car
carry
and
it.
turn on your phone.
Yeah. I used to carry maps with me.
Mm-hmm. Dad could smoke a cigarette and open up a big map.
Hey, Rainer, good to see you, man. And you're right. We use it for passwords now.
Passwords and remembering how your cell phone's supposed to work.
Right. Now we're totally dependent on that. No cell service, we can't get anywhere. And I think your chances are good just picking C for every question. I think that's probably going to get you into the contest. Just a guess.
Hey there, JD. Good to see you. Anthony, good to see you. John B. Hey. I didn't get to say hello to anybody.
Rand McNally Atlas.
All right. So it is the
Thomas guy
is now off. Oh. A couple. All right. I got a couple more that I have to copy out.
Have like a trip planning service. You could go in and they would plan a trip out for you.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Missile Hunter 5.
Missile Hunter 5. Good to see you, man.
There he is.
Delete that. We'll do that. Delete that. Move left. And delete that and move left. All right. So we ended up with 14 folks for the HO and 4 folks for the N scale.
Oh, cool.
That's not bad.
14 and 4. Okay.
14 and 4. So what I did is I put the names and the scales, or the scale. Yeah, I put the name and the scale into that sheet that Bob had sent out earlier. So if Dave or Bob or anybody, any one of the guys on the team, if you want to try and put together a picker wheel for that.
I don't know how to do a picker wheel.
Because like I said, I know what's going to happen if I. It's an online thing.
Can't we just do a random number?
It's an online thing. I just yeah. Well, we could do random numbers too. Yeah, I mean, if somebody wants to do it that way, we can definitely do random numbers.
I don't see it in that sheet, Ray.
It's on sheets. It's on page 2 of that sheet. You got to go down to the bottom of it. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. What do you want to do first?
Yeah. Well, what I want to do first, I'm going to try something. Let's see if this actually. Let's see if how much this doesn't fall apart.
No bingo.
Yeah.
We need
no bingo.
We need the actual spinny wheel here.
I'm working on it.
All
I've got a wheel going, but I've got to figure out how to customize it.
Oh.
All right. I'm going to present here for a second and see what happens. I doubt this is going to work. I'm sure my computer is probably going to have a absolute conniption fit, but I want to show folks what we had going on here so that way they know what we had. So let me try a presentation.
Yeah, I guess let us know who entered and how well they scored, so we know who the.
Well, actually, like I said, we're just gonna go with everybody here. So let's see. No, not that. There it is. Share.
What's the total population, Ray?
Hey.
18.
The N scale was 4 and the HO was 14. All right. So as you can see, I mean, the points were all over the place, which I kind of expected. We did have a couple of overachievers out there. But I like I said, I just think that this is going to be interesting. So we're not going to go there, and we're not going to go there. We're going to go to this one here. All right. So the first question, which was, which STS member had to bring their layout through a window? If Bob had to take his in through a window, we got a real problem because he's got a whole space available for his railroad. It was actually Dave from DB Tech that was the correct answer. I still think it's funny. They thought it was you too, John. That one there is, you know.
Okay.
All right, so let's see. That was the first question. Let's see if we can actually get down to the second question. There was only 2 correct responses here. Which STS members has multiple scales? This one here was a little bit of let's put it this way, maybe a bit of a misnomer, because the reality is I do have N scale and HO or O gauge, but I don't have them set up. So theoretically, I could have fit into this one too, but really it's Dave and John, because Dave messes around with everything, and John's got HO and N scale.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we're going to go down here to the third question. Which STS member bought a space for a layout? Brian, I didn't know you two did that.
Yeah. You know what? Somebody tell me where it is. Because I want it.
Yeah. The correct answer there was obviously Mr. Bob over at the PK&W.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching my channel, everybody who voted correctly. I appreciate that.
Who are the previous 4, or I'm sorry, what are the previous 4 STS cars? I'm really surprised at this one. Of course, I don't know if Opa Dodge is still in here or not, but I had to do a little bit of homage to the German side of things and put an ICE3 in here.
Nobody bit.
Obviously, huh?
Nobody bit.
Nobody bit. No, I mean, I was really surprised that nobody really did pick that one there. Two people thought that the baggage car, caboose, coil car, and crane car were a part of the mix. Anywho, which STS member lives in the South but models the Midwest? Hey, we've got some folks that have actually watched what's going on out there. They got Brian. Although Bob, I didn't know you were in the Midwest.
I used to. I guess Texas counts as South. I don't know. Maybe I've never modeled. I
don't know how they figured out I'm from the South.
Two people think I live in the South.
Well, then one person thinks I live in the South, so I'm south of the Mason-Dixon line, but
there you go.
You're further south than I am.
That's south.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to the next one. Which STS members are military vets? That would be me and Dave. And better part of the folks got that right.
Yeah.
Better part of them. Although, again, John and Bob. Well, see, the thing of it is,
got them all fooled.
John may have been a veteran of the Civil War, but we won't.
I'm willing to bet I'm older than John, so maybe I was Mexican War.
Yeah, we're all south of Sparky.
We're all south of Sparky. But yeah, that was interesting. Okay. Moving on, which STS members live in Pennsylvania?
Oh wow.
There are 3 active members right now in Pennsylvania. That would be Bob, Dave, and John. I'm south of the Mason-Dixon line, so I don't count. I'm in Maryland, and of course Brian is down in Louisiana, I do believe.
Mississippi.
Okay. Mississippi. Gotcha.
All right. I thought everybody knew where you lived, Ray.
Yeah, well, well, at least 12 people did.
You live near Timonium. What else, right?
Oh, man. Who are the past members of STS? And that would be Jason, Heath, Nissy, and Rick. And of course, again, I was just having some fun here, but just throwing some names out there, of course, because who else would do that, right? Rusty, Pappy, Dave from the CRE, and the Sparky, Dave Sparky. So you had Crooked Dave and you had Sparky Dave. Somebody actually picked none of the above.
Out of spite, they picked that.
I got a feeling that's probably what it was. Which STS member models something other than trains? And the majority got this one right. That was good.
Yeah,
that was Bob.
Thank you for watching my channel, people.
Wow, what does everybody think I model?
I don't know. I have no idea what else you. And Brian, I don't know what they were. They had him on there too.
Okay.
There's
all
Ron
right.
Monte. Good to see you, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Hello, Ron.
All right. So this one here really got me. Who did a live stream about a limestone quarry? Bob? Really?
I've only done 2 live streams in my life, one of which I
You got as many votes as I did, Bob.
I know.
I see that. That's incredible.
I guess that's telling me I should do
Right.
Limestone quarry, right?
You know, I mean, it's what the audience expects.
I guess I have to do something for one person because one person even picked me.
There you go.
This next question was also another one of those toss-ups because after Dave did his live stream, I actually did a follow-up on my channel. I just don't remember if it was a live stream or if it was in a video because of the fact that I've got the billboard cars and HO scale as well. But Dave is the one that actually did the billboard cars.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that John did billboard cars.
Me neither.
Brian and Bob also got votes on that one too.
I would like to.
Yeah, there we go. And I was right. That's right. It was a video. Thank you, Dave. Who took 6 months to build a bridge? This is another one of those ones. In reality, it probably had two answers, and believe it or not, people got both of them on here. Even though John's was not a scratch build or a kit bash or a kit build period, he still worked on the bridge for a long time. And of course, everybody knows my struggles with bridges. So, but yes, it was the answer. The correct answer was me. But apparently, Dave, you could have built a bridge,
right?
Yeah, to John's lift bridge. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Apparently, though, Dave, you need to build a bridge.
Okay.
Because somebody picked you.
I don't know where it's going to go, but okay.
Who has worked on vintage trains on a live stream? There were really two of us, I guess three, because they had John here too. So I'm trying to remember, when did you work on vintage outside of that lift bridge, John? What else did you work on?
The only thing that it could be is that Conrail caboose.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, but Brian and Bob were on this one here as well. Bob, you need to find some vintage trains to work on.
I guess so.
I can send you some of mine. This next question, of course, that had me laugh because I didn't realize that this is what happened. But who got cornered into being a member of the STS at the meet and greet? And apparently that was Dave.
Yep. Yeah, Rick and I cornered him and kind of browbeat him into doing it.
And Sparky is saying that Conrail is not vintage; it's priceless. Yeah, there ain't no money in it. Sorry. Bob didn't get cornered. We basically put a feeler out and said, "Hey, are you interested?" And here he is. And welcome aboard, Brian and Bob.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys being here.
Glad to be here.
Looking forward to
How many original STS members are still active? And 15% of the people said 2, which is correct. I'd still like to know 7. Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess if you really wanted to think about it, actually it is more like 9, because if you want to count Heath, Jason, Nissy, and Rick, well, there's 4 plus us 5. It's actually not, but 4 of us are not active currently. So, yeah, there's really only 2 of us of the original gang that are still here, and that would be me and John.
Yep. So
we had 81% of the folks wanted, or 18 folks wanted HO, and 4 wanted N scale. So whoever has the wheel or the random number generation, I am going to stop sharing. Drop that, and we're back.
I got distracted from building my wheel.
I'm trying to open up some resources on this computer to see if that helps me out any, which it's really not This computer needs this.
I know your pain, Ray.
What's yeah. Well, if the laptop that my daughter had given me wouldn't have decided to take a dump, I'd be okay. But that wasn't the case.
Sorry to hear that.
At any rate, yeah.
I'm in the same boat as you, Ray. I had a wheel going, and it freezes my computer when I do it. I don't have any video, so I had to exit it. Let me see if maybe we can do this without graphics and just do a random number generator.
I know that there was another. I thought that there was another way to do this, but I don't. No, like you can't do it from there.
So do you have the names in a certain order? So if we just pick a number, say, if we spin the wheel and it comes up with 3, will you be able to associate that with one of the N scale participants?
Yeah, as soon as I get back over to, hold on a second, I got to go back in the.
I'm working on the wheel now.
I've got a wheel.
Oh, okay. He's got a wheel. Wheelie?
Now, how do I share my screen?
Wheelie.
Hey, welcome BNC Systems.
Hey, Johnny. Good to see you, man.
Hey, Johnny. Hey, what's going on? Oh, man. Oh, good. I didn't lose that. All right, cool. Yeah, down at the bottom, if you're in StreamYard, Bob, down at the bottom, there's a present, and you should be able to do. Okay.
All right, so I've set this through 4. So if you have 4 people in a fixed order, hopefully I can spin this.
Yeah, hold on a second. That's what I was doing. I was trying to pull up the sheet again. Hold on. I lost my train of thought.
Wheel, no music, no crazy graphics.
Yeah,
but we will see
that one, right?
Yeah. But we've got a wheel. All right. So I am going to go ahead and assign some numbers here and down here.
I'm working on the HO wheel, Ray. With names.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm sure it'll be a lot.
All right. I was just going to go ahead and put
my effort. Pretty basic.
All right. Let me. All right. So I have got the name or the numbers up here. We've got the numbers up here, Bob. The thing of it is, folks, is do we want to do process of elimination, or do we just want to spin it once and that be the number?
I would say keep it simple, given our level of technology difficulty so far today.
Bob,
Okay. The wheel there.
You ready for me to spin, Ray?
Certainly. Go ahead. Spin it once.
Who's the 4 that entered?
Spin it. The 4 that are in here are Rusty, JP, JJ, and Siegfried.
Number 4 is the winner.
JJ.
JJ, congratulations.
JJ over at the Great Northern Railway is the winner.
Congratulations.
In the N-scale department.
So, John, are you just about ready with your HO scale wheel?
Almost. One more name.
All right. Then I'm going to exit. I need to stop screen sharing.
Yeah, I can do that, and then you can stop your screen share, and then
I am stopping.
Once John's ready, I'll go ahead and pull his up. Way to go, JJ.
I am ready.
All right. Well, go ahead and do your share, and then I'll add it to the.
Congratulations, JJ. That's right, JJ. 25% chance. Take those out.
Well, it was a wild thing there for a while because there was only one person that had end scale that was like, yeah, it would have been like, yeah, we don't even have to spin. They're just going to win. All right. So you're going to go ahead and randomize it there, John? I think there is a way to do that unless you already did.
No, I didn't. There we go.
Oh, cool.
Shuffle it. Shuffle it again. Are we doing just picking it or doing it elimination?
I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's go. What are we saying over there?
What's that?
What are we saying over there in chat? One and done, or are we going to do a process of elimination? We got 14 people in there.
So
we've
far,
got
we got three.
Two at once.
Yeah. Do it once.
All right.
Just pick it.
All right. The answer.
You ready?
Yep. Go for it.
Here we go.
Ooh. Todd Armstrong.
Todd Armstrong.
All right.
Way to go.
Congratulations,
cool.
Todd.
Merry Christmas, Todd.
Nice. And I think he just bailed out on us a little bit ago.
Yep.
Yeah, he said goodnight.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to reach out to him and let him know that he won. But I've got his email address, John, and I've also got JJ, so we're good there. So we can take this down. I'll remove it, and then we'll be good there.
Done, John.
Yeah, nicely done. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate that. One of these days, I'll get this. The computer will get straight, and I won't have to worry about it.
I'm shocked mine froze up.
Yeah,
like
Adam
that.
wanted to know.
Buy a new one, so
yeah, Adam, I will have to get back to you on that. I don't remember what it was, but unfortunately, I just closed the window. So let me see if I can pull it back up here. Hold on a second. Let's see. Let me see if I can find. There we go. Adam got, let's see. Where are you? I know. Oh, come on. Oh, there it is. You had gotten 7 out of 15.
Oh.
You had gotten 7 out of 15 there, Adam.
That
So that was pretty good. You were definitely
better than I did
half.
last year.
That ain't bad.
It was actually better than what I did even going through the first time. Did I say that?
Out loud.
Yes, I was testing the sheet. I was testing it out to see if it was actually working. So, I was putting in some wrong answers just to see if it would bark at me, which it did.
We didn't get Rachel to try the test.
Yeah.
I think she should try it just for the fun of it.
You're right.
She participates as much as everybody else. Well, let's see her answers.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, I know, Dave, you had brought up if anybody had been to any of the train gardens or Christmas layouts or things of that nature. And I know it was something we had discussed about, doing that during the show, just calling out some of the things that were active.
We did that while you had your head into solving problems, Ray.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind
that. You
then.
have something to contribute, that's great. You had your head down working on probably crunching numbers
Trying
on the tests and all that stuff. So
I was trying to make sure I was trying to make sure my computer stayed up and running. Anyway.
So we did go over that.
Well, we did talk a little bit, unless anybody else has anything to mention, the places they visited or plan to visit this holiday.
Right, anybody in chat, if you have something to recommend to us, we're all ears.
Yeah, maybe somebody else would like to visit if you've seen a good display that you'd like to share.
The second NS train to go by during this broadcast is going by my shop right now.
I was going to ask you about the train.
They've been blowing like crazy. There's no crossing right here next to the shop, but they have been blowing like crazy. There must be something going on a little bit further down the tracks. There's a industrial area. There must be some vehicles close to the tracks or something, because they usually don't blow down here. But in honor of STS Holiday Show, they are blowing like crazy.
Well, that's pretty cool. Oh, there you go. What you got there,
Boy, that
John?
looks like a splendid layout.
That's the Coopersburg show. There's 2 more weekends, January 4th and 5th and 11th and 12th.
That looks like a fine layout.
It is really a great layout. I've only been there once, but I plan on going up again this year.
Oh, you're going to go, John?
Yeah, absolutely.
You going to take some video, or are you just going to go for fun?
I'm going to talk to them and see about that.
Oh, okay.
Just the use of color in there. Everything is really harmonious. That's a beautiful picture.
It's a great layout. Let me see if they have any more pictures up here. No, that's the only one.
Potentially a scratch-built structure there on the left. That's beautiful.
The whole layout is really well done.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all that I had.
Okay. There is one that I would definitely like to go see that I haven't been to, that I've heard an awful lot about. I've seen pictures of it. I've seen video of it, but have yet to get down there. It's actually down in Severna Park. If anybody that's from the area around here knows anything about this, the Severna Park Model Railroad Club was actually founded and is in an old or was in an old station for the Chesapeake and Annapolis Railroad, or I'm sorry, the Baltimore Annapolis Railroad. And unfortunately, there's no pictures for this thing. I know that one of my followers was down there the other day and did take some pictures, but that was up on Facebook. And right now, I am not tempting to go ahead and do all that. This computer is having a hard enough time as it is. The other one that I haven't been to in years, and I'm hoping maybe this one, it figures that website's under construction, is the Wise Avenue Volunteer Fire Department. A lot of the fire departments down here in Baltimore City, and Harford County, especially the volunteer ones, will have a Christmas layout or a Christmas garden.
That's cool.
As they call it. And of course, they'll take the donations, and part of the donations go to keeping the railroad going. The other part of it goes to the actual fire department. I want to see if they've got any pictures of the railroad in here, and they do not. This is another one. That was White Marsh, which is another one that's right around the corner from where my mom used to live. But there was a site, and there is a bunch. I was actually going to try and list these things out earlier, but as I was going through here, I'm like, there's no way. There must be 30 or 40 of them on this sheet that was put together for the Maryland area model railroaders on the Facebook side, and it's called Grandpa's Holiday Train Garden, and they list all of them. Yes, Joe, the fire museum over here in Lutherville has a couple of layouts too. I know. I've been over there once or twice. I've been over there once. The one time that I was there I'm trying to think if it was right before or it may have been right after C19, and it wasn't that big. It wasn't great, but the Baltimore Streetcar Museum has actually got Santa Streetcar, and that will run again this coming weekend, the 21st, 22nd. They are only open on the weekends, though, this time of year. And it's select days that they're open. But the other big one that I want to definitely go see, too, is the one down at the Martin State Airport. Again, anybody that lives near here, the Glenn L. Martin Maryland Aviation Museum, there's a Jacksonville actually lost their space a few years back, and they moved the layout down to Martin State Airport. So that's another one I'd like to go see. But who else has got something they wanted to talk about?
Well, you had mentioned pictures of the past STS cars.
Okay.
I have that together.
Oh, okay.
John, if I could squeeze in real quick, I've got one more railroad to share here for
okay, go ahead.
Show.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me share my screen here. Takes me a while. All right, there we go. Oh, that's not what I wanted exactly. But the Western Pennsylvania Model Railroad Museum is here in the Pittsburgh area in Gibsonia. And they have a holiday show every Friday and Saturday from November 9th until I think after Christmas. They are, hopefully you all can see my screen here.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have a show going on. It's not free, but it's a huge layout. I have only seen pictures, so I need to go. And I noticed that on Friday nights, you see it's 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday, but Friday it's in the afternoon, and they do a steam at twilight operating session. And that sounds
cool.
like it would be really cool to see. So
yeah.
So this is and it's a steam era layout. So
nice.
another good one to see here in the Pittsburgh area.
Right.
Nice.
Well, that
Nice.
Coopersburg show, that's not free either, but they just asked for a donation, and I think they asked for $5. All right, let me get this up here. I
just noticed Brian's airbrush at the ready, right there by his side. I like that. I like that. He's got his weapon of choice right there.
Yeah, I've been using that weapon a little bit lately.
Yeah, I'm about ready to be using mine here again. I've been working on a kit bash, if you really want to call it that. I kind of mentioned it in the last video, but I've only got everything together now. Now that I've got the issues that I made for myself repaired. It's ready for the paint shop. So we're going to put the spray booth to the test. Not that it hasn't been tested already, but we're
Brian,
really going to put
huge. That is huge.
Nice. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, make Brian bigger.
That's some of your 3D printing work there, Brian, on display.
Yeah, this is a HO scale one, and it's not quite done yet. I've still got another level that goes in here, another level of deck that goes in here. And so, but it's got like a little rooftop area, and then so yeah, it's kind of like on my layout, it's an Italian restaurant. I don't know what anybody else would call it, but yeah, I did this. Somebody's giving this as a gift to somebody, and so I've got to kind of get her done. So
I think the only thing I'd call it would be pretty darn impressive. That's a lot of work and a big structure.
yeah. It's taken a couple of weeks to get done, to get put together.
Very nice.
Let's see.
All right, here we go.
All right, this was the first STS car. This is the covered hopper, and this is the correct side.
No, it ain't.
This is the backside.
Oh man,
great.
Let's see. Here was the 21 wood chip hopper, and I only have one picture of this because it's identical on both sides.
Yep.
Boy, that was a beautiful car.
Yeah, I think might have been my favorite. This was the 22 car, the Railway Express Agency. That's a lousy picture. The Sidetrack Sunday and the STS reporting marks do look better in person, but it's just a lousy picture.
Still pretty.
And this was last year's.
Yep. Funniest thing of it is my tank car actually moved out of the Beauville yard today and ended up in Richmond. So it had been sitting there for a couple of months. So Dave, you had something you wanted to share there, bud?
Yeah, I found the thing for Hanover. Well, let me just share that. Let's see. There we go. Just a second. Click.
You're good.
Click. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Does that come up?
Here we go.
Yep.
Okay. So that's the one. I guess it's not showing a whole lot there as far as Christmas goes, but it's I saw somebody did a video on it, and it's a pretty nice display. It's got a lot of O scale. You can see on the right here is the address, Hanover Street in Hanover. So that's like south of Harrisburg. Let me see here. So it's a train museum, and where's
Is that 3-rail? Is that what that was? I didn't really.
Yeah.
3-rail. Okay, nice.
Yeah, I guess they had a page that had a picture of the building out there, but yeah, and I guess here we go. If we go down, operating dates and times. So yeah, this is one. Let's see, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we missed it, and then not until next Friday, December 20th, 21st, and 22nd, and then after Christmas, I guess. So.
Right. Wow.
So yeah, somebody did a video on it, and it looks pretty good. I was impressed, and so I'm gonna have to go visit that one.
Right up your alley with classic equipment, Dave.
Nice, Dave.
No,
yeah, beautiful.
Brian, did you have anything?
No, I didn't, except for I got to go put a 9-year-old to bed.
Okay.
And I do apologize for missing the first half of the show, but I did stay persistent, and I didn't quit, and I eventually got here. So thank you for your suggestion, John, and I want to thank y'all for allowing me to be part of the team. And I'm going to be streaming from down in the shed next week. Hopefully, we'll be running trains on Sunday, and so I hope y'all will come out and join us. And I wanted to use StreamYard because I wanted to be able to bring some people in just to have some fun and talk and things like that. But if StreamYard, I'm going to have to do some tests, because if StreamYard's not going to cooperate and is going to do buffering and stuff like that, I know I can do a clean stream without that. So I'll probably keep it safe if I can't get a good one. But thank y'all for being patient with me today, and thank you for having me, and good night to everyone. And I hope to see y'all next week. And if I don't see you next week, I hope y'all have a Merry Christmas, okay?
We'll be there.
That's a good segue there, Brian. Brian has Sidetrack Sunday next week, so make sure you tune in and take a look at that. Thanks, Brian. Hey, it wouldn't be Sidetrack Sunday without technical difficulties, bud.
Well, like I say, we're gonna do some tests, and we'll see if we can do anything. And if not, we'll just do a regular stream from down there with a couple cameras, and we'll talk and watch the trains a little bit, and maybe do some Christmas music in the background. I don't think I got dinged for Christmas music in the background on my stream the other night. So, y'all. Yeah, if you would put up my channel link and my link to my channel.
I'm working on it.
Y'all, all right. And Thank you, John. I didn't know if anybody had read that that message, but thank you, Kyle, and I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all again real soon.
Thanks, Brian.
Absolutely,
Thanks,
Brian.
Brian.
Have a good one.
Y'all have a good
Thanks
night.
for hanging in there, man.
Y'all. Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
See ya. Yeah, make sure we'll get the link up there. Actually, you know what, John? Hold on a second. I might actually have. Okay. No, I don't have. I don't have it. I was thinking I had already put it into the description on this video, but I didn't.
Good night, JJ.
Night, JJ.
Good night,
So
JJ.
anyway, there was one other one here that I did not know about, but it only ran for 3 weekends. It was December 7th, 8th, 14th, 15th, and then this coming weekend, the 21st and 22nd. It's actually a part of the Maryland and Pennsylvania Railroad. It is their heritage village, and it'll be up at Muddy Creek Forks Road in Airville, PA. So take it easy, Ken.
Good night, Ken.
Good night, Ken.
So yeah, that one there, the Maryland and Pennsylvania, as you all know, that runs right behind, or used to run right behind my mother-in-law's house wasn't there when the railroad was there, but the railroad, the right of way literally runs back through her backyard. So, and there still are some historical buildings and all down here from the Maryland and Pennsylvania still. So, even though the line is long since gone, it's really only up in York, PA now, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't go, I think it's like a 4 or 5 mile short line, and that's it.
Wow.
It interchanges with the CSX and NS. But
I didn't know it was still around.
yeah, it's actually a part of the Genesee and Wyoming.
Okay. Of course.
It's under of course, under their umbrella now, but yeah, there is still some trackage. Funny thing of it is before the showstopper, we had a team meeting up in York, PA, and the hotel that I was staying at was literally right across the street from an industrial park that was served by the Maryland and Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow.
It was like, oh, that's cool. And so I'm out there waiting. The next morning we go out there and there's I think it was a GP38 that was painted up for the Genesee and Wyoming sitting out there idling, getting ready to move some cars around. But yeah. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to all 5 of us. You know, all 5 of us are going to be running these shows here coming. Well, Brian's doing next week. Bob's got the week of the Sunday before New Year's. He's going to close out the year for us. Yep. He's going to close out the year for us.
I'm looking forward to it.
We're looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing what you and Brian bring to the table, you know. Hopefully there'll be a couple trains that pass by behind your building while you're streaming, just like tonight. That was cool.
That's
I was
right.
like,
too bad
where the heck is that train coming from?
In the summer, I could run out there and we could actually watch trains.
Right.
Well, then see what you do is you just hook up a camera to the outside pointed at the tracks, and when a train comes by or you hear the train coming, you just go ahead and flip over to it.
Well, I've got this little camera. I've got this little camera that I can attach to the bill of my hat. And so I should be able to do that. I'm going to try and figure that out. And during the live stream, I'll probably do a little walk around in this space unless I don't make sufficient progress cleaning it up, because you can see it's pretty chaotic behind me here and hence blurred. But it would be cool to be able to run out and look at a train go by. But I don't know. We'll see. I'll test and see whether we can see anything at night. I'm not going to set lights up out there.
No.
But yeah, I'll set up. I'll use that little camera for an overhead. It's magnetic, so I'll just attach it to my light here, and I'll probably work on a kit or something. I'll figure something out. I'll have a bunch of things to do. I may also do create some decal art on my computer, and everybody can watch me do that. Thinking about doing
cool.
Artwork for buffer cars. So, and then I'll make that artwork available on my on my website. So people just go and get that for free if they want to do their own buffer car model.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So I got a few things in store.
All right, good. Looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it. Absolutely. Hey, Rodney, you were talking about the Maryland Midland. Are you saying that who the Genesee and Wyoming has got up there in York, or is it something else? Because to be honest, that was years ago, a few years ago. I don't remember what the heck happened yesterday. So, it's stuff's getting old. Yep. So anybody that's still here and in the chat, we've got the links to Brian and Bob, their channels in there. And we still got 20 people hanging out with us.
Cool.
Still got a few people hanging out with us. Anywho.
So are there any, I know this is kind of a random question, but it is holiday related.
Okay.
Is there, I was just thinking about, what we were going to prepare for our Christmas dinner. And I wondered if there are any cookbooks available that are based on railroad dining car recipes from back in the day. I'd love to look at that and see, maybe that would give a little railroad flair to.
I would think there must be, but I've never heard of one.
I was just thinking about Railroadiana because I've got this lantern here that I turned into a lamp.
Right.
Oh, cool.
And made me think about Railroadiana, and that might be a fun thing to do. Now, if I really was on my game, I'd be serving Christmas dinner on, some antique railroad china.
That's what I was going to say. Don't you have any railroad? Some railroad china. The plates with the railroad on it.
Well, Dave, you could maybe figure out a way to deliver dinner from the kitchen to the dining room table by model railroad. I'd like that. I'd like that.
There are restaurants that do that.
And
bars.
Just bring you the food on the car.
Yeah. I always think about Great Lakes Brewing at this time of year because they do a great Christmas ale, and the packaging for that ale is model trains. Model trains on the bottles, on the 6-pack, whatever they call that little cardboard thing. So yeah, I need to look some of that up. It is good. It's good ale too.
Nice. So, I know that Sparky's got his show coming up. Did he? I know he left it in here. I'm sure he did. I just didn't catch it.
Oh yeah,
I caught it.
Christmas Day show. Forgot about that.
He's doing it during the day on Christmas. I figured as much. Okay.
I don't know what time yet. I don't think he announced what time yet.
Take it easy, Joe.
And I guess it's sometime in the next week I'll have to do a video on my Christmas train.
Yeah. I'm glad I asked you about that, Dave. You had a long story. You got a lot going on. You're really doing something.
Yeah, I was working on it, and it was all of a sudden it's Christmas time. I only got a week to get this done. So yeah.
Thanks for this, bro.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, I knew I've seen the Maryland Midland paint scheme before. I just couldn't remember where it was, and I believe Alan McClellan's Virginia and Ohio, I think, actually linked up with the Maryland Midland at one point. I believe. But yeah, there's a name that's old school.
Yeah, I'll say.
Alan McClellan, the Virginia and Ohio. The one guy that follows me that's actually down here in Maryland, Ted, I know he wasn't in here tonight. But Ted is a fan of the Virginia and Ohio, and every once in a while on his Facebook page, he'll post up a picture of either a Chessie system or a Western Maryland locomotive, and right behind he's got Virginia and Ohio cars. I'm like, dang nabbit. That's one of those things I'd love to be able to get my hands on as a Virginia and Ohio car, just because that was just a very iconic model railroad, kind of like the Gory and Defeated, and you know, I mean, Bruce Chubb's. I don't know how many people here know Bruce Chubb, but Bruce Chubb and the Sunset Valley system.
Yep, absolutely.
That was another one. Very back in the 80s and very iconic model railroads. Bruce Chubb's has now got its own building, and I believe it's been expanded to be the Ohio system or Oregon system. That's what it is.
Oh, wow.
And he's actually got it going up into the mountains and doing lumber jobs now too. It's like, wow.
Nice.
I follow his railroad on Facebook. But yeah. Night, Kyle.
Ray, I used to refer to you as Professor Bobel in chat because of the incredible amount of information you used to give about railroad history. And it's been a while since we've had that been treated to that sort of a presentation. I would think about doing that again. That's very enjoyable.
Oh,
a lot to share.
Yeah. Oh man, John, really? That's another one. The Ohio Southern, Jim Hediger.
Sure.
Right, and he just passed away this year too. That was a shame. He's another one. That Ohio Southern of his was just insane.
And it had some trailblazing features too, didn't it? I can't remember what it was.
I think he was one of the first ones to build a helix.
There you go. Yeah.
I believe he was one of the first ones to actually use a helix. But, yeah, I mean, here it is. Well, you want to talk about some other – I know it's getting late here, but I don't want to keep people too much longer, especially since I'm taking off Thursday, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. So this week is going to be – I've only in 3 days, and I know they are going to kick my rear in the next 3 days because I'm taking off for 6. Yeah, it was one of the first double deck layouts. There you go. Go, Bob.
I saw that. Thank you,
John. You got it.
Yep.
Yeah, the Allegheny Midland was another railroad. Yep, there you go.
Yep.
There was another one I was just thinking of, the Great Southern, Laurel Joyner.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
That was O-scale. Oh, that was O-scale. If you ever get a chance to look that one up, that was incredible. He actually modeled downtown San Antonio, Texas in 1953.
Wow.
Interesting.
I mean, he was one of the first ones to get away from doing mountains and trees and actually doing what he called the brick canyons.
Right.
So
in O-scale.
An O-scale, yes. That layout of his took up a 50 by 60 foot room.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a big layout, I was about to say.
It was a huge layout. And he also had narrow gauge on there too. He had I think it was ON 30.
I didn't realize San Antonio was a railroading hub. I guess so.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Laurel's layout was fantastic. Absolutely. Gosh, what was one of the other? I know. I could just picture him. Malcolm Furlow. He had a couple of them. The San Juan Central that he built that was portable. Good night, John. That one there, and then he had the what the heck was his home layout?
He was an incredible story, right? In and out of the hobby, a great artist,
Yes.
fine artist, doing a lot of things. Yeah. He was in and out of the hobby. Whenever he'd come into the hobby, he'd, create a huge splash with how great the stuff was that he did, and then he'd disappear and go off doing some other artistic venture and then come back. Yeah, he was amazing. a cowboy.
The Denver and Riachama Western is the other one, John Benacki. That's the one that I was thinking about. That was his home. The San Juan Central was the portable one that he did for Model Railroader, but the other one, the Denver and Riachama Western was the other one. But yeah, I mean, those were the guys. I mean, here it is. We talked about it, when I did the stream about Dad. Who were the influences? And I tell you the truth, between my dad and that buddy of his, Rick Meadall, and then watching these videos of these fellows that had built these massive layouts that, one of the things that Bruce Chubb brought up is that he wanted to build a full transportation system in miniature. And that's really what we're all striving for.
Sure.
To a point, most of us, and he did it. I mean, his achievements with the way that he built that layout and all was just incredible. Again, like we say, groundbreakers. These folks were pioneers to the stuff that we're doing now. So, but there was just so many of those old videos that I've watched. In fact, it was funny because there's two of them. One of them I didn't realize was nearby, and they actually had an open house. It's actually up in Jersey. It was the and now I can't think of the guy's name. He's actually I guess he still is a science teacher, and he built this N-gauge layout that was just mind-blowing. He had animation on this layout. He actually had gorillas bending bars and circus cars and fireworks and N scale. The funniest thing of it was the fireworks display that came up when the lights went down.
Wow.
That was insane. I'm like, I wish I could remember his name. I can picture the damn railroad, and I can't remember the railroad nor his name. I'll have to go back and look it up. But that, you know what, Bob, you're giving me ideas for future shows here. I could certainly do that.
Yeah, sounds like
I could certainly do that.
Sounds like you could.
There's another fellow that I found out about recently that's also in the N scale, and he actually built. He says he did things backwards. He actually designed a railroad. Then he designed a house to enclose the railroad. And then he went and found a plot of land to build the house on to be able to hold the railroad.
Man after my own heart.
And he's down outside of D.C. somewhere. So,
his former cash position, too.
Well, yeah, that helps.
I say former cash position, assuming he spent a lot of that cash executing on his dream, and I hope he did that.
I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah. That was just that layout that he built, and I mean, here it is, kind of like the premise that I've been doing. Like I've said before, repurpose, reuse, recycle. That's kind of what he was doing. I mean, here it is. I imagine spending as much money as he had to do to buy the land, to build the house, to build the railroad. He had to scratch build an awful lot of that railroad. So, because he didn't have any money left.
Right.
But that's I wished I could remember his name too. Another character. There is one railroad though that is in the area here that I have got to get with either Ken or Al Puglisi. I want to get over and see Howard Zane's Piedmont Division of the Western Maryland.
Famous.
That is literally 40 minutes away. And I want to definitely go see that and talk to Howard one more time, because I know he's not getting, he's obviously, none of us are getting any younger, but I know he's had some health issues too.
Gotcha.
And Al's been over there helping him keep the railroad running, and of course his crew comes over too. But yeah, I would love to get over to see the Piedmont Division of the Western Maryland. Yeah, I know, Rodney. You and I have talked about that numerous times.
I experienced a really fabulous layout in the St. Louis area. So if you go to the St. Louis RPM meet, and that's annual and a great show to go to. Small show, but very high quality modeling and lots of vendors. Very good show. There's a layout 10 minutes away from there at the most, and it's called K11. The guy who built it, he's got a very long, unpronounceable, unspellable, I think, Polish last name with 11 letters. And when he was a pilot in the Air Force or the Navy Air Corps, I can't remember what he was in, helicopter pilot, they called him K11. So this is his layout, but he actually he started a hobby shop in the space so that he could buy all his supplies, wholesale. And it's totally unorganized. There's not a club, but there's dozens and dozens of people who work on the layout and come in. It's like a club, but he owns everything. And he's getting on, you're mentioning Mr. Zane getting on in age. The same thing is true with K11. I didn't see him at all, and the layout was just packed, but he was not feeling well. He lives in the same building with the layout, a huge HO scale layout. And so definitely worth visiting if you're in the St. Louis area. K11, easy to remember, but a great layout, huge, just really huge, and some really nice modeling on there as well. They had a lot of but people who run trains at K11 who were participating in the model show at the RPM, and they did some really great work.
Nice.
So, highly recommended. Yeah, I'm ready for Professor Bobel to make another appearance now.
Well, thanks, Bob. All right, gentlemen. Well, we're almost 2 hours in. It's hard to believe it. I cannot believe that the time flies like that. But any closing thoughts from you guys?
Not.
No, other than have a good holiday and
see you next week at Brian's channel.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I echo Brian's sentiment. Thank you for having me. I look forward to being part of this and doing whatever I can. Feel free to message me, anybody in chat, if you've got something you particularly want to see or do. I have conducted some informal polls, and a lot of people like the live demo.
People love the live demo.
Yeah, and so I'll definitely have something like that lined up. I'm a big intermodal guy. I've got a ton of intermodal equipment that I have to build. I'll be sharing. I've got a 5-unit well car from Athern with some of that Plano etched brass detailing sets to upgrade that.
Cool.
But I've got tons of plastic kits to build of auto ramps and all kinds of stuff. So I'll definitely have some live builds to do.
Good.
On the internet.
Yeah, they love to watch us fall on our face live.
That's right. That's right.
It's live. What could possibly go wrong?
I call that learning. I tried to, dignify it by calling it learning.
There you go.
But no, I appreciate being part of the show, and I appreciate the audience as well. And I won't let you down. But feel free.
We know you won't, Bob. We're glad you can make it, man.
Tell us what you want to see. We can definitely do a little.
There you go. What can Bob spend 6 months on?
Well, unfortunately, right now, Al, we're in what I've heard a fellow modeler call the dark time, the dark period, because it's the holidays. So between entertaining, being with family, putting up lights and trees, and what you think of is, it's kind of vacation. I can get some modeling done. Doesn't usually turn out that way, right?
Right.
It's hard to get anything done. But come, January 2nd, I think the light comes up a little bit and we can get some more done. But this to me, honestly, selfishly, this is going to help me get some modeling done because I have so much to do to prep this space. Right? What's step one of building a layout? Preparing the layout space. Well, I have so much to do here, right? I'm from grinding the floor, which I already did, to painting everything. I'm replacing all the baseboards. I'm repairing termite damage that I knew about when I bought the place. Just to get, I've got to do all the lighting. There's live wires hanging out of the ceiling with, electrical tape on the ends to protect you. There's a ton of stuff to do. But this being part of the show will get me focused on a little bit of modeling, which it will really make me happy, because that is what is modeling. So thank you for asking me to be part of the show, and thanks to everybody in the audience for listening, watching.
Yeah, absolutely. If we see Bob running around like this, we'll know why.
Yeah, right.
Shocking, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
To get an electrician in here has been a pain. I finally got a plumber lined up because I had a couple of active leaks that the prior owner just put a bucket under them. And so I finally got a plumber lined up. I've got HVAC guys coming in to replace. I still have the original furnace from 1989 here.
It's time to go. And
the air conditioner is 2 years younger, 1991, still operating. So all that's got to. I mean, there's just so many jobs that need to be done. But but the show will help me focus on modeling. So thank you all.
Good. Well, we're glad to have you, Bob.
Absolutely. So I think with that, gentlemen, I think I'm about ready to call it a night.
Sounds
so
good.
You all know the deal. Wait for the highball. Yeah, you all know the deal. Wait for the highball. Green tracks ahead. We'll catch you all next time. Be safe out there. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever it is. You do you. And have a good one. We'll see you.
All right.
All right.
Thanks,
Take
everybody.
care, all.
Oh,